Yo, what is good, guys? This is your boy Silver Smasher here, coach of the Floridian Typhlosions, and this is my week 3 game of the APA season 13 versus Dylan. So looking at his draft, I automatically had a problem and struggles to build for Zardex, Slowbro, and to a certain degree, Alakazam. Gengar is his Z user if I recall, and I don't remember his other Z user, but it's not here, so it doesn't matter. So his Gengar can either be Scarf or Z, even Life Orb can be a potential good set for this matchup. Alakazam and Gengar are more so the issues from my draft because I don't have any reliable swap-ins to them. Once they come out, they kind of claim a life if I'm not too careful playing around them. So what he brought is Alakazam, Gengar, Zardex, Skarmory, Comfey, and Slowbro. So when I saw his team, I was very, very surprised to see him not bring Donphan, because if he does not bring removal, or if he does bring removal in this matchup, it is the Fog. And my team appreciates having rocks cleared for myself because I didn't bring any removal this week. Well, I did, but if I don't have to the Fog, why should I? Anyways, so when I looked at his team, I automatically saw Alakazam. I'm like, okay, he can either be Life Orb or Focus Sash, but I felt like Focus Sash was the best spring here because just in case Scizor gets out of hand, like if he somehow loses Zardex or Skarm, because both are very, very solid Mega Scizor answers, if for some reason both of those goes down, his Alakazam's Focus Sash can come in clutch for this matchup. And Alakazam is very offensively what I'm trying to say is Alakazam's offensive matchup is very well suited for my draft. And Gengar, another threat, because I don't have a Dark type on my draft. Gengar is pretty much free in this matchup. It clicks Shadow Ball, it clicks Sludge Wave. He can have Energy Ball, Hidden Power Fire, things like that. Energy Ball if he feels as if Mudsdale is that much of a problem, because the Assault Vest Mudsdale can potentially come in his thought process. And then Zardex can do as much as it wants. It can be 3 attacks Roost, it can be DD 3 attacks. But because I have Primarina, I feel he should have Thunder Punch, or else he just doesn't break my set. So I'm predicting him to be D-Claw, Flare Blitz, or Fire Punch, because Fire Punch hits Scizor and everything for a good chunk with Rocks Up. Dragon Claw and Roost, because longevity. Zardex is the offensive check for Scizor and defensive check for it as well. So that's my thought process, but that doesn't mean he has to bring it. I just feel that's the most optimal in the matchup. Skarmory is easily his rocker. If he wants to be a if he wanted to be Rocks, Spikes, Roost, Brave Bird, then that would have been a perfectly fine set. But because he didn't bring Spin and he has Zardex on his team, he needs the Fogger. So being a hazard stacking Skarmory this matchup, and from looking at team preview, is not the way to go. So I'm predicting him to be Rocks, Roost, Brave Bird, and the last one can be Toxic, Taunt, Iron Head if he wants to pick out the Nihilego. Toxic is more so my bulkier mons, but I can very well see him bring in Iron Head just for the fact that I have Tapu Lele that is benched this week, and Nihilego, which is also a huge problem for his draft in general. Then there's Comfey. I was honestly afraid of Calm Mind Comfey, or like a utility set with like U-turn, leech seed, synthesis, draining kiss, HP fire. It has a very good utility move pool. And Comfy, honestly, I thought it was not gonna come just for the fact that I have Nihilego alongside Mega Scizor, and Comfy doesn't break Nihilego unless it runs HP ground, but HP fire is needed for Scizor just in case it comes down to that. Then there's Slowbro. If you're bringing Slowbro in this matchup, I feel as if Assault Vest Regen is your best set, because my team is very specially offensive. I have Latios, Lele, Nihilego, Boomer, Swallow, Primarina, Typhlosion, things like that. Because if he did not bring Assault Vest Slowbro, Latios punches through him, Nihilego punches through him, or it cleans straight through his team once I get up rocks and get +1 and start going. And Swallow just clicks Boom Burst and Heat Wave in this matchup, honestly. So that's also something he had to be worried about. So I'm predicting him to be 4 attacks: Assault Vest, Scald, Side Shock, Psychic. Not Side Shock or Psychic. Not Side Shock and Psychic, but Slash for either or. But I feel Side Shock will be the best, just because it hits Nihilego harder, it hits Calm Mind Latios harder, and it hits most of my draft harder in general. Ice Beam is also good to hit the Latios and Swallow. And his last move can be Flamethrower or Fire Blast, just so he can hit the Scizor, because Slowbro is usually forced out by Scizor in normal circumstances. But this is draft format, so he can very well just be Flamethrower just for Scizor, so Scizor does not set up. So let me go over my team now. First, I'll be going over Scizor. I am U-Turn, Roost, Bullet Punch, and Defog. I am Defog just in case he brings Rocks and Spice and he has Spin. If he brought Donphan, this would have been the perfect set. Just because if he was able to spin versus my team, because I don't have a Ghost set, he will be able to get rid of Rocks and Hazard casually just chip away at my team, which can benefit him in the long run. So I had the Fog on Scizor, plus SD Scizor was not the set to bring when he has Zardex and Skarmory, alongside potentially Focus Sash Alakazam with Hidden Power Fire in the back anyways. Latios this week, Dragon Pulse, Thunderbolt, Roost, and I believe the last move is Side Shot, just to deal with Calm Mind Comfy. I was contemplating bringing Psychium or Dragonium between the two, but I felt Dragonium was the best, just because I felt like Comfy should not have came this week. I just felt Donphan should have been there in its place. Because I'm looking at his team and he has no rock resist. That's the first thing I thought. So I brought Dragonium, but when I seen Comfy, I'm like, okay, once I get rid of the Comfy and the Skarmory is down or low, I can just click Dragonium, because Dragonium chunks a huge amount of his draft. So next set, Scarf Nihilego, my cleaner, and when my sweeper or cleaner this matchup. Once I confirm that his Sash is broken on Alakazam, I will sweep with Power Gem late game. So, Power Gem, Sludge Wave, Psychic, and Thunderbolt. Psychic is there just because Psychic should be there for the Gengar, and I think he had another Mon. If it's not Psychic, then I think it's Grass Knot for the Donphan that did not even come. And if I'm wrong on one of these moves, please forgive me. This battle took place almost a week ago, so I kind of forgot some things and I can't pull up my sets now. So next Mon, Mudzel. My set, Earthquake, Toxic, Stealth Rock, and the last move should be Rock Slide or Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is for speed control, just in case Zardex fails. It can be able to set up on Mudzel, because Bulky Zard can get +1 on Mudzel. And this league in APA, you have to Mega Evolve first turn. I just needed Rock Tomb just in case, just for speed control, because that speed control can come in clutch, just in case. Next mon, Swallow. I wanted to bring Spec Swallow, but I wanted to also have the ability and free reign to switch up my moves. So I brought Silk Scarf, Boom Burst, Heat Wave, Roost, and U-Turn. U-Turn is for momentum along with breaking the Alakazam Sash. So if it comes down to that, I can just break its Sash and Boom Burst and clean up the rest of his team because Swallow's the fastest mon. He does not outpace Swallow or Jolteon. Jolteon didn't come because I predicted Donphan and it does not break Zardex. So Swallow, again, Boom Burst, Heat Wave, U-Turn, and Roost. And it's also my Ghost Resist as well. So Gengar, if it's Scarf, he can't click Sledge Wave or he can't click Shadow Ball. He has to make a proper prediction. And if I get it right, I can swap in and be ballsy. Last but not least, Primarina, my more reliable Zardex switching, my Water Resist. And also, its offensive typing is very well suited in this matchup. I was building with one of my friends, and he was like, okay, it's between Shaman or Primarina, and I'm like, yeah, I'm more leaning at Primarina because Shaman loses to Zardex, it loses to Skarmory because it doesn't break it, HP Fire does nothing, and Gengar offensively just scares it out or just outright kills it. So I'm like, yeah, Shaman, you're bench this week. So I brought Primarina, and its typing also allows me to properly take Scalds from Slowbro, Ice Beams from Slowbro. And with my set, I even take a Toxic if he's for some reason not Assault Vest as well. And if Zardex isn't Thunder Punch in this Primarina set, just was it. I'm modest Primarina with enough speed to outspeed 16 speed Donphan. Or if he's running a speedy or Donphan, I have enough to outpace because Donphan should not run any speed. Donphan wants to have as much bulk as possible to have the longevity to continue spinning. My Primarina set is Scald, Moonblast, Sleep Talk, and Rest. I needed the recovery for Zardex. I needed the recovery to continually have an answer for Status, have an answer for Zardex, and just continually just have that mon become a consistent threat throughout the matchup. So now that I'm done with that, let's talk about my thought process when I seen his 6. So I seen his 6, I'm like, okay, I need to lead off with something that puts on the pressure and at the same time does not let Alakazam or Gengar just click buttons and get the offensive pressure versus me. So I lead off with Swallow because it was my best lead. That was my best lead by far. Because just in case if he decided to lead Zardex, Gengar, or Alakazam, I can U-turn, Boom Burst, or Heat Wave, depending on if he wanted to switch into Skarmory. I didn't want to reveal the U-turn because it did nothing to Slowbro. And I just wanted to conceal it just in case it came down to that play where it was Alakazam versus Swallow, and he would assume that I don't have U-turn. So instead of clicking Boom Burst and instead of clicking clicking U-turn, I hard swap into Primarina. He clicks Ice Beam because that was also his best play. It hit Mudzel, it hit Latios, it hit Swallow, and I'm never switching my Nihilego in. And I couldn't risk a Flamethrower for Slowbro or a Skull Burn. So I went Primarina. I ate that up. I go for Scald. I went for Scald because I predicted Skarmory or Gengar to come in because Gengar takes nothing from Moonblast. It takes about 20 to 34%, depending on if he has some HP, but he shouldn't. He should be max speed, max special attack, just because it speed chops with Latios. But he clicked Ice Beam. If I got frozen, it wouldn't have mattered. I have Scald. I'll thaw myself out. So I got the burn, which will help me out long term wise. That Skull damage also confirmed that he is assault vested because I calced on Modest Primarina. If he was not assault vested, that should have did 15% minimum, 15 or 17% minimum between those percent range. So I'm like, okay, yeah, he is assault vested just because Boom Burst Swallow did hurt him and Nihilego did hurt him, along with Specs Primarina if I decided to bring that. So he goes Gengar on my Moonblast. He doesn't get the special attack or curse drop. Not curse drop. He doesn't get the special attack drop, and he doesn't get the curse body, which wouldn't have mattered because I'm not staying in anyways. So I predict him to go for Shadow Ball or Sludge Wave. So I go Mudzel this turn to get up my rush, but he goes for Energy Ball, and that does 50%. And I calced, and I'm like, okay, he's not Expert Belt. He's definitely not Life Orb. So he has to be Z. And looking at my team, Ghostly Z is the best set if he's a Z move. So I saw the amount of damage Energy Ball did. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's Z. He's not Black Sludge. He's not Life Orb. He's not Expert Belt. He's not Specs. Because if he was Specs, it'll do over 70-80%. So I'm very much forced to swap out. He goes Skarmory. I go Nihilego because he revealing Energy Ball meant that he had Sludge Wave, Shadow Ball alongside with Energy Ball, so he had to have had HP Fire as his last move, or else Scizor just sets up on him. Because my Scizor is max split up for the matchup because his special offense was an issue, along with Comfy. I didn't predict Skarmory. I just went Nihilego to take the Energy Ball, and to pick off the Gengar because Power Gem picked it off from where it was at. I'm not risking the Iron Head here, so I swap out and I go Mudzel. Skarmory doesn't touch Mudzel unless it has Toxic or Taunt, so I get up my rocks this turn. I'm saving my Mudzel for a sack fighter or as a pivot to see what he will go for. Skull kills me from this range because he is confirmed to be modest with some special attack investment based off of that side shock damage on my Primarina set. I go Primarina because it deals with Slowbro. Slowbro does not touch Primarina. He gets the burn, doesn't matter. I'm rest talk. So I go for rest here to get healthy. Gotta keep the Zard X entered at prime position. So he has multiple plays here. Since his Skarmory is rocks, I feel it's unlikely that it's his Defogger. Skarmory has 4 Moveset Syndrome as it is. So I looked at Comfy, I'm like, okay, it has to be his Storm. It has to be his Defogger. If it's not Defog, then he has no removal. And if you're drafting Zard X on your team, you need removal. So my thought process was he never clicks Flamethrower on Primarina because Nihilego eats it, Latios eats it, and Primarina eats it, and Primarina is in his face at 83%. He has no reason to click Flamethrower here. So I make an aggressive play. I go Scizor here. I have U-turn, so if he made a swap into Skarmory, I can U-turn on that, and then go into Latios and start pressuring him. But he goes Comfy here. I decide to play it safe and Bullet Punch. It does 70%. That also confirms that he has some physical buff on him, but not too much. My Scizor is not adamant. I have no attack investment. I am completely Spadef and max HP with an odd number. So I Bullet Punch, my safest play. He goes for Defog, right? So he had 2 plays. He can go Zard X on the Bullet Punch. He can go Skarmory on the Bullet Punch. Or he can predict me to go for U-turn and Synthesis with this Comfy. But I decide to go for the U-turn just in case he goes Skarmory. I felt the momentum was important. So as I U-turn, I'm like, okay, what is my best response to scare this thing out and start pressuring his team. So I go Latios because I have Thunderbolt, Dragon Pulse, Psyshock, and Roost, which hits his whole team for neutral damage at worst. My only play is to click Thunderbolt. I don't care if he goes Comfy because his Comfy does not take Thunderbolt. He has not split death. Thunderbolt did 27 or something percent if he had no special bulk on him. I had no way of proving this, but my best play was to click Thunderbolt because he can either go into Comfy or Slowbro because his Slowbro's Assault Vested. And that confirms that he's Assault Vested. I knew he was Assault Vested, but that just confirms it even more. Because Thunderbolt does way over 42% to a Slowbro without Assault Vested. So I had, after this turn, I had 2 plays to make. I wanted to click Psyshock, predict him to go Comfy, because his Comfy can potentially take a Thunderbolt because my Latios isn't a boosting item, it's a Z. So Comfy can take the Thunderbolt and it can synthesis on my Psyshock because I didn't bring Psychium Z this week. Again, I didn't predict Comfy to come, so I did not bring Psychium. And so I had 2 plays to make. Play it safe, click Thunderbolt, or play aggressive and click Psyshock. I decided that it was best for me to click Thunderbolt because if he did stay in, not only is he in range for Nihilego at +1 if I start steamrolling, but if I do get up rocks and he decides to pivot into Comfy and I get the roll on Thunderbolt the 3rd time I go for it, that means my rock stays up once I get them up again. And so that was my thought process there. I wanted to click Psyshock. The aggressive side of me wanted to click Psyshock, but I'm like, okay, there's no point in making that play when I can just make the safest play possible and click Thunderbolt. So now his Slowbro is low. He goes for the Ice Beam to chunk my Latios. His Slowbro is at 6%. He goes Comfy. I go for the Psyshock there because if he went Skarmory, I click Thunderbolt anyways because his electric resist is non-existent. His Zard is not Mega yet. Psyshock kills Comfy. That means Rocks is here to stay once I get them up. So that's great. He goes Alakazam. If you're going Alakazam on a Latios, you don't click Psychic, you don't click Energy Wall, you don't click Focus West, you don't click Hidden Power Fight, you click Shadow Ball. And my Latios was low enough to die from Shadow Ball. So I decided to play it risky. I go Swellow, he clicks Shadow Ball, and now the momentum is in again is in my favor. It's in my favor. I have this game in the palm of my hand right now. So I have 2 plays to make. I can risk the Sash, click Boom Burst, break his Sash, or I can click U-turn, break his Sash, go into Mudsdale on the Psychic at Psyshock, pop my Eye of Papa Berry, and get up my rocks because I live non-Life Orb Energy Ball if he decided to have that. And it was a roll for him to kill my Mudsdale set with Life Orb side shot, but if he was Psychic, it killed. So I U-turn. Now Nihilego wins this game once I get up rocks, because if I get up rocks, Slowbro is not recovering 33%, it is now recovering 21% every turn, which is in benefit for my Nihilego, and he's burned, so he's slowly losing his HP. 6% matters in the long term. I U-turn, I go Mudsdale, he clicks Psyshock, he does enough to pop my Eye Papa Berry, he goes for Energy Bar, luckily he doesn't crit, I get up my rocks, and I let him pick off my Mudsdale. I had no reason to go in the Nihilego. That was a dumb play if I did that. There's no need to reserve difference. So I was calculating, I'm like, okay, wait, what if he's a sub-best Alakazam? He can potentially live the power jump. But I'm like, you know what? I positioned myself to win with power jump. So I pull the trigger. I go Nihilego. He goes Skarmory. I thought that was a misplay on his part because this Skarmory, once you see the percent, you're gonna see that his Skarmory is especially bulky. So that was a choke on his part because Skarmory took a +1 power jump. What he should have done was sack his Zard X because Rocks is up. And not only is Rocks is up, he can't get rid of them. And once he loses 50 or 49% of his total HP, it becomes useless because it no longer is able to set up on anything. And if he does set up, that means he has to have 3 attacks or he just doesn't touch Purina, as I've said before. So he's either DD or 3 attacks first. So I go for Power Jump, does 44%. That confirms that he's especially bulky. Or not, if he's not max, he has majority of special bulk. And because Rocks is up, that means this Power Jump is a 2-hit KO. So I go for Power Jump. I'm +1 now. I'm Scarf, I outspeed everything. The only thing he can do is pivot Slowbro in and out and sack something. And hope that Curse Body activates if it comes down to that. So he goes Slowbro, which is his only play. He needs regen to start picking in. But the Rocks means that he is not recovering as much as he needs. Which means Nihilego gets another kill here because I got chip on everything. Alakazam is low enough, it dies. I'm +2. Slowbro comes in, 38%. Nihilego is +2. I count +2. It does 50-something% mid percentage and 50s. So he has to swap out again. So he goes Gengar. He has to get the Curse Body. If he gets the Curse Body, it forces me out, and that means Slowbro is healthy enough to take it. So I go for Power Jump. I cross my fingers, hope that Curse Body doesn't activate. Curse Body doesn't activate. I rejoice. I praise the Poke Gods. I'm like, thank you. Thank God. Your boy is coming through, sweeping the man with the Nihilego. He sends in Slowbro. He can't pivot anymore. Because if I get if I'm +4, because I killed Gengar, I killed Skarmory, and I killed Alakazam, I'm +3 right now. So if he tries to pivot into Charizard X, not regular Zard, it dies. I'm +4. And that means Slowbro dies all the time after Rocks, even with regen. So he has to stay in. I kill it. So that means I win. Nihilego cleanly sweeps, and he loses the game. I felt he played around Nihilego late game poorly. He should have went into Gengar earlier or pivoted. He should have went into Gengar, sacked that, hope for the Curse Body, or go Skarmory and go Skarmory afterwards because Skarmory took 2, and it took +1 Power Jump. But I don't think he was thinking that. So we take those. I'm not gonna complain about the way I won, but if I can help somebody make better plays and judgment calls, and if I can help the people I'm playing, I will do that. I can do that. I have the right to. I want to see people grow. I want to see people get better, and I want to see everyone make the most optimal plays, because the most optimal plays is what brings the most fun in this game competitively. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this game post-com. I couldn't record this live-com because we played this on a Sunday, and on Sundays, my house is noisy. Sports, noise, family, food, dinner, cooking, noise, family's loud. All that crap, all that fun stuff. So, anyways, I thank y'all for watching my Week 3 game versus Dylan. He is an Australian, just like my best friend Kurt, the Buzzwell. And I just want to thank him for playing me, for being a good sport about it and everything, and for playing the best that he thought he can. which is all that matters at the end of the day. And I will see you guys next week, week 4, versus another homie of mine, Oljabina, or Owen, if you really want to call him by his real name. So his draft stack player is extremely unpredictable in terms of skill. He's very solid. So I look forward to playing him. We have very solid matches every time. So after this game, you will watch a very solid game versus him. I will be recording that live com. So I hope you look forward to that. Stay tuned for that. See you later. Peace.